Oh my god, this is double funny. You guys have no idea. So, hey, what's up? Welcome. I'm sure you've noticed that. Well, no, you probably haven't noticed. I am. This is me talking over gameplay. I am not currently talking in the game because, well, um, I did. I can confirm that I did. It was really nice. I actually was so proud of myself. I have this list. You hear it? I have this list, and it was 6 topics, and I'm still going to talk about them. You'll see. It's repercussions, efficiency, habits, schedule, expectations, and intent. And I talked about them, one for every wave, and I was really happy with it. And then about wave 6, I realized, oh no, I messed up. The audio is like not good, which has definitely been the biggest problem on this channel is the audio. And me, for some reason, not being able to get it. I don't know why. I just have not been able to grasp it. But the audio has been the biggest problem. So I lowered it, and then I finished out the thing. It didn't seem like it was that big of a problem. But I just got done no more than like a minute ago. And I went to see the thing, because I edit them the day, I edit these videos the day that I record them. And I go to listen to it, and it's just gameplay. It only recorded the gameplay's audio, which I know why it did this, because I've been trying to improve. Never try to improve, guys. This is the lesson that I've learned. Never try and improve, because it only makes you worse. I tried to improve by splitting the audio tracks into 2 different tracks, which essentially what that does is it makes it so that it's split. The 2 audio things are split so that they're not on the same thing. It's basically like whenever you're in a room with people and you're talking to one person, and you're able to get closer and further from that person, but the rest of the room, it'll stay as loud as it is. You can ask for the person to talk louder or quieter, and they will, but the rest of the room will stay the same. That's what splitting things into 2 audio tracks is. But I've been recording a different video, the TF2 video, and I use OBS, and whenever you do that, I only have 1 audio track, and that 1 audio track, like I set it so that it's only 1 audio track, because that's all I need whenever I'm recording my screen. It's not like you hear me talking. I don't want you to hear me talking in that video. I have that already set up, but I was recording, and so I make it so that it's only 1 audio track, and whenever I switched back today, I forgot to make it so that you're able to hear both of them. And so you were only able to hear the gameplay. And that's why we have what we do. But I do still have some things to talk about. I guess I could still do talking over gameplay. I'll probably have to cut it short because I only had like 30 minutes to do this. And that was like an hour ago. It's my brother's birthday, so I have places to be, people to see, food to eat, and cake, so much cake. But starting off, after that, hi. I want to talk about repercussions. Last week, I posted a video on Jay Schlatt. It's called Jay Schlatt Rant. And for whatever reason, I forgot that this channel can be seen by anybody on the internet. I've sort of just gaslit myself into believing that this channel is like the only people that can see it is me and like 2 other people that I've told about, because who the frick is watching MVM like commentary in 2024? That's not a thing that happens. That's just not that's not what happens anymore. But whenever you name something Jay Schlatt Rant, people click on it, and people gave their criticisms, and it was something that I just thought was really funny. I'll be honest, I don't care about what they say, because they weren't here for me. right? This channel in its core is not for them. If this video series was something that I'm trying to make to optimize the um, algorithm or to keep their engagement, yeah, I would have been upset. But it isn't. This is something that I'm doing for consistency, not quality. This is something that I'm trying to do to improve my upload schedule, to just talk and always have a video out, right? To just be able to air my thoughts and stuff like that. That's the reason for this channel, not drama, which I realize it really looks like. It really looks like I'm a drama channel. It looks like I'm about to talk about something that happened on Twitter.com. But that's not me. That's not why I'm here. That's not the function of this channel. But I do think that the quote unquote hate that I got was, for all intents and purposes, it was important. It was good. It is good to get criticized. I genuinely believe that. Um, in my initial conversation, the one that you, I am having the same conversation again. In that conversation, I referred to it as crap, literal crap, because it is. That's what comments and feedback is. It's necessary for you to get input, right? Intake criticism and intake different thoughts. It's like eating, right? And some thoughts will will have more thought put into them, and those ones will typically be a bit heartier and a bit more worthwhile. But still, sometimes you have junk food, and sometimes you have just crap comments that, feel good. I'd say crap comments, the equivalent would be, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe that you're a small YouTuber. This is so good." Or for a larger YouTuber, I guess it would be the ones that are like, "Another banger," or something like that. Something that you don't really care about. Something that clearly didn't have a lot of thought put into it. But still, it's junk food. And those ones are good. But what's more important are the importance of it, is taking away that nutrition, and what you're left with is crap, right? Whenever I look at these comments, I take what is important to me. I take what I actually find to be valid criticism, and the rest of it I just get rid of down the toilet, down the drain. It doesn't matter to me. The one that I thought was the funniest was the most recent one, where the guy says, I'll put it up, "Do literally anything else." And I don't know why. I just think that's so funny. Do literally anything else. God. That's so funny. The next conversation was about efficiency. And efficiency, um, it was kind of a redundant conversation. It was basically me just talking over and over about what makes things most effective. Something that is efficient, not necessarily is the best, right? Efficiency. Efficiency is good, but it can wear you out really fast. Just like Minecraft. In Minecraft, you have the efficiency 5 pickaxe, but that thing, it doesn't have durability, bro. You better have unbreaking or mending, which I'll be honest, I don't like. But that's not this conversation. This is TF2 gameplay. Efficiency is important, but it's also detrimental if you're too efficient. If you're overwhelmingly efficient and that's all you are, it will kill you, right? Even if you're a dead man walking, where you just lost all your soul and all your creativity, I genuinely believe inefficiencies are the spice of life. They are the things that make it so that life is interesting and worth living. You could be a robot, because a robot is the most efficient thing that you'll get, right? But robots, they're not human in the way that they don't have the wonder of humanity. Humans are terrible, right? Let's get that out of the way. Humans are literally the worst creatures on the planet. Sometimes they're fine, but sometimes they're the literal embodiment of evil. But what makes it so that it's all worth it is the fact that there's always somebody there to make it worth it, right? And efficiency will put an emphasis on that. Efficiency is important. But regardless of how efficient you are, it's important to know when not to be efficient and when to just do you, you know. And obviously I'm still trying to find that line because I feel like I am nowhere near prime efficiency because I have this problem where I think that YouTube is like a hobby. It's very contradictory where I'll slide back into thinking of it as more of a job and putting a lot more pressure on myself when you shouldn't. You shouldn't. This is a hobby. This is fun. This is something that I do to relax. And then giving myself that stress of needing to feel like oh, this is what I should do. It just makes it so that it's not worth it. It doesn't feel nearly as fulfilling. It doesn't feel nearly I don't want to do it as much. Whenever I feel like I have to do this, whenever I feel like I have to make videos or to edit, I slack. I go back. I stop making videos and instead I just watch slop. I don't even watch good stuff. It's like Smosh clip compilations, stuff that isn't really good. I remember that. Something that isn't really good or helps me out at all, but I still watch it to like de-stress and just shut down my brain, but it doesn't really make me feel good. I feel bad afterwards. And so efficiency and tying yourself to it too much can make you feel like you're always not doing something. And it can ruin the things that you do enjoy doing. I like to make YouTube. The problem is that I have... wow, what a death. The problem is that I just get too obsessed with it. And that's just a problem that I have. It's just something that I struggle with me and all the things that I do. I just get too tied to feel like I need to do so much. Whenever, at the end of the day, I don't need to do it, I could die right now, and that would be it, So why stress too much about anything at all, right? Money will come and go. There's no constants in life. There's no sense in getting bent out of shape about anything. And so... okay, that's not true. Some of the most fun things is to just let yourself be upset, right? I don't care about I don't care about really anything online. Overwatch, all that stuff. It doesn't really matter, I mean, I guess if you get into a corporate backlash thing, it does matter. But in your day-to-day, it doesn't freaking matter. It's just fun to get upset about things. It's fun to care about things. It's fun to poke fun at things. And that's why I do it. If you ever see me making fun of something or taking the piss out of something, it's not because I hate it. It's not because I dislike it. Sometimes it's the exact opposite. I make fun of Jay Schlatt, and I criticize him so heavily because I like him so much. I see so much potential in Jay Schlatt. And to feel the fear of it not being actualized and... to him just being glorified all day and not having genuine criticism. I think that's one of the biggest problems, is to never have genuine criticism from somebody that likes you. Whenever a hater says frick you, you're like, ah. But whenever your friend says frick you, that's a completely different scenario. You have to change. Whenever somebody that you like tells you that what you has done is bad, that's a problem, Next thing is habits, and habits is really gonna tie into the next one as well, because the next one is schedule, and habits are really important because they kind of define what we are. Habits are really easy to talk about. There's this whole stigma around habits. You get this whole idea of like, oh, I need to do this and I need to do that, and this habit will make it so that this is good, and this habit will make it so that this is bad. But I feel like we put too much stress on it. We just generally put too much stress on ourselves to be optimal, you know? Habits are good. Habits are undeniably good. It's good to know what you can do, right? It's good to know what you enjoy and to develop healthy habits. Obviously, it's not good if you start freaking shooting up heroin. um, that's not exactly a healthy habit to have. And it's a bit healthier to work out, but on the other side of it, you know, working out can be incredibly unhealthy. People can get overly addicted to, you know, their body. Uh, the pump is an actual addiction where it alters brain chemistry, and it's been compared to addictions, you know. And on the other side of it, you have things that are like negative, inherently negative, that are so easy to make. Like heroin, it's kind of easy to pick up. I live in Northeast Ohio, so it might be a little bit easier than most places, but still, it feels like negative habits are so easy to make and so difficult to break. But at the end of the day, the important thing there is to try and make it and break it. I genuinely believe that the struggle of existing is one of the most noble things of it. To continue to look at, we're kind of fricked. Like let's be honest. At this point, I don't think there's a single person in our generation that like knows about the world and isn't like, yeah, we're majorly screwed. But the struggle to continue on is one of the things that make it so that life is the most worth willing. What the frick was that? It's supposed to be a sentimental statement that I just fricked up. Most worthwhile. Living life is the most worthwhile thing because of the people that look. They look at the unending cruelty of the world and say, I don't care. I do not care. The world is pointless, so why not try? And that is the coolest crap ever. And of course, it's not easy to say. You know, after my car got freaking totaled and my girlfriend broke up with me in like the span of a week, I felt bad. I felt really, really bad. I felt hopeless. I felt helpless. I felt like a waste of space. And despite that, I kept going. And then Jay Schlatt said my name, and now I'm basically him. You know, habits are important because they help you define yourself. They help you give a goal. Life is kind of pointless without a goal, and so habits are great because they're so difficult to make and they're so difficult to break, and so it's always something there. Right? There's always something to be better at. And somebody might find that overwhelming, and I can certainly see how it is. But it shouldn't be. You know, everybody has to work on something, despite what others might make you believe. No one's perfect. No one has nothing to work on. And so habits are a great way to find out what you have in common with other people. And to find out how human you are, you know, it's really inspirational, in my opinion. I'm not gonna wait till the end of this episode. This wave. Hey, what's that? The next wave? The next topic is expectations, and expectations. Or no, it isn't. It's schedule. I gotta pull the. That was a bit of a preview. Schedules are really important. I remember my conversation about this because it's like working out, right? In a mental side of your life, scheduling is like working out because schedules are or wait, I should wait a minute. Oh yeah, they said that was a really nice edit. It was really cool of them. That was nice of them. Anyway, next one. Schedule. So, scheduling is really similar to habits. I just wanted to talk about it because of how much, how much. I said frick even though I'm not playing the game. Um, how much it influences our life. I think schedules are one of the most important things that you can develop whenever you're developing anything. If you're developing habits, it's kind of like intrinsically laced. A good schedule will help you build habits, and good habits will help you build a schedule. And bad habits will make a bad schedule, and a bad schedule will build bad habits. That's just kind of the way that it is, you know? And so it's really difficult to do it, but the most important thing to do is to start. I'd say, as far as it goes, that is the most important thing to do with a schedule. It's like working out. It feels overwhelming, it feels intimidating, and, I die here. Yep. It feels it feels like nauseating because you have so much that you need to do, and it feels like you're railroading yourself and just, you're just limiting your capability. But that couldn't be the furthest from the truth, because with me and me getting a job, it made it so that I have to have this schedule, and this schedule 100%. I've been more efficient and I have been more productive within the last in ways that I actually like within the last month than I have within the last 6 months, because I have this schedule. And there is things that are also outside factors that are motivating me, like the Tommy Unit tour, which gives me a genuine deadline. And that stuff has certainly helped. But me making a schedule has so efficiently and succinctly helped me build healthy habits and actually go forward and not like just perpetuate a cycle of destruction, right? I know that this schedule has really helped me out. I I know for a fact because it's kind of limited my like what I have gotten. It's I think I've talked about this in the last episode. Um, it has made it so that the percentage of time that I have to use is fewer, so I up that percentage in response. Like if you have 100% of a day, you might give like 10% of it to say I gave 10% of it or 20% of it to this video. Now that I only have 60% of my day or 40% of my day that I need to do, I use that 40% instead of just 20%, where I feel like, oh, I have all day to do it. I can do it later. Instead of that 40%, I use the 60% or freaking whatever. I use the whatever percent. I use my time more efficiently because of my schedule. And I genuinely believe that. I think that it is super efficiently helped me, as well as, like, not only build habits, but also mentally, right? Because building a schedule is kind of like mental exercise, where it's something that you have to start off with, but you have to know what you're able to do. You have to know what you can do from day to day to be able to know how you're improving. And a schedule will do that so well, because whenever you have a schedule, you know exactly how difficult what portion of your day was, because it's scheduled out. You know what you find issues with, and you know what you're like improving upon, right? You have a baseline. That's what the beauty of a schedule is. And of course, it is good to have some unscheduled things. It doesn't feel good to just be railroaded. There are reasons for cars, but a train is going to get you there a lot faster and a lot cheaper. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Next one is expectations. And expectations has been really hitting me hard. This one isn't going to be a long conversation. It's just expectations are good because they help motivate you. right? It always feels good whenever people expect greatness. It feels good when people expect greatness of you, but it doesn't feel good whenever you feel like you need to prove it. You know, like for instance, in this game, um, these people say that I'm doing really well. They say that I'm the best medic. I'm doing amazing. That was last round. They say I was doing amazing, and then I immediately start dying really bad. I don't know if you noticed. I died like 5 times last round, and it was because I felt their expectations. Their expectations weighed on me really badly because I wasn't expecting their expectations. I just thought this was gonna be a game, and then they were like, "Bro, this is the best medic," and I'm like, "Ah, oh, frick, I gotta lock in now." But expectations can be really, really useful. It does feel good whenever you validate those expectations. When people are like, "Dude, I expected greatness of you, but you gave me even better." You know, that feels amazing. What doesn't feel amazing is having to back it up again and again and again and again and again. Especially whenever you don't really know how. That's the biggest thing. Whenever you don't really know what the replication is, whenever you feel like you have a safe understanding of what it is, then it's not a problem. But whenever you don't, that's when expectations really, really kill you. But nonetheless, expectations are really important because they keep things moving. They give people things to believe in, right? They are literally just emulsified beliefs. That's what expectations are. It's your belief in something else. And I think it's really important because it just means that you really care for it. Now, people can have completely unfair expectations. Like, for instance, TF2 or Minecraft. At this point, if TF2 uploaded a game or a new update, that update better be literally perfect because they haven't uploaded in so long. They haven't uploaded a new update in so long, and people have been so upset with them that if it isn't literally the second coming of Christ, people will be super upset. Maybe. At least that's probably how Valve feels. I know that's one of the reasons why they no longer make games, because the expectations just got too much for them. And really, that's why I think a lot of people stop, because they can take a break, because, you know, mental health. And then once they take a break, that pause causes people's expectations to go higher and higher and higher, to the point where, like, to break the bubble, to break the surface tension is so scary as a content creator. And I understand it. If I weren't doing this just for fun, I would be horrified constantly. But thankfully for me, this is not a job. It's a hobby, and I don't think it's ever really gonna change. I can lie to myself and say, hey, me going to the Tommy Innit thing is gonna get me a conversation with them. I don't know, or that I can join the sleep deprived SMP. Is that happening? No, I don't actually necessarily believe. It's like a pipe dream, you know. It's like meeting Goku in real life. It's nice to talk about. It's nice to think about. I mean, I don't watch Dragon Ball, so it's not particularly nice to think about. But you know, it's so far removed. It's such a fairy tale that it's nice, but it's not at all realistic. But things like that they're just fun. Just let yourself be unreasonable sometimes. You know, it's fun. That's all I'll say. Letting yourself be unreasonable is a whole lot of fun. The final conversation that I want to have today is on intent. Intent, I feel like, gets glossed over a lot as of recent, because people complain about X, Y, or Z, but whenever you gloss over intent, you're glossing over the values that it's trying to support, right? For instance, last week, the intent of that Jay Schlatt rant video was not to, you know, be a drama channel and to criticize him and hate on him and be mean to be mean and grr, I hate Jay Schlatt so much. No, the intent of it was to be very critical, but a lot, very, very. I was trying to convey my beliefs and how upset I was with Jay Schlatt and why I was upset. I was trying to do it thoroughly, and naturally there were going to be people that disagreed with it, and that's completely fine. I think that opinions, bad and good, are important to be expressed most of the time. Sometimes you guys really need to keep your opinions to yourself, but sometimes, most of the time, it's good to get multiple opinions, and it's good to just freaking ignore them. It's good to know, wow, I'm glad I know somebody thinks that. I do not care though. Because that's important. That's how you grow and how you become a well-rounded individual instead of just being a two-dimensional person. But intent overwhelmingly gets glossed over as people just they just look at the words and they don't look anything beyond that. They don't actually look. Oh, this is where I fix the audio. They don't look for things beyond the veil of what actually is. There's not a lot of what's it called? It's like it's a form of storytelling where like things mean more than they mean. I don't remember what it is. It's not foreshadowing. It's something, symbolism. I don't know. But intent is really important, but also applied is just as important, because if the intent of something is good, like cubicles for instance, office cubicles, the intent was for personalization and to give people their own space, but instead it made it so that everybody was freaking miserable as they got cooped up and cornered and isolated and cattled. Like they were treated like human cattle. That's what a cubicle is. Whenever you think about it, you're put into a confined space where you're like, oh, this is your area to make happy. But that's it. You're not supposed to leave that space. You're not supposed to really talk outside of it or do anything outside of it. That is your world. That is where you're allowed to exist. And it's kind of a cruel existence. It's not a happy one. But we tend to be content with it. We like our world small. We as a kid we like worlds to be big and anything can happen. But whenever you're an adult, you realize that it is that big, but nothing can happen. And so you just try to get to make it small. You try and make a circle of influence. And I can attest to that. We go into habits. We get the same habits, talk to the same people, do the same things, eat the same food, and it's comfortable. But I do think it's important to get outside of that. We all died. We all just died. That was pretty funny. I forgot about that. Yeah, the intent of a video, last week's video, I if I were to go back, I would do it again. I'm not apologizing for making it. I do generally believe in what I said. But despite that, I would do it again because I feel like its intent wasn't properly stated. As well, it wasn't done the best. This video series is for me, as I said earlier. And so I'm not too bent out of shape whenever people are like, man, this is slow. But I do want to improve upon it. And that's something that I feel like I am. Obviously not very well, because and that's still so funny. I completely messed up the audio. I don't know why audio is so difficult for me on this one. I just don't know. But I do feel like I'm getting better. Even like in this video's conversation, as I was talking, it was very fluid. Like things that were going, I wasn't saying a lot. I wasn't stopping or thinking or anything like that. Sure, the transitions could definitely use some work. I'm not debating that. But overall, I feel like I'm improving. And at the end of the day, that's what this is for. And so, boys, I know I didn't get anything. Boys, guys, gals, non-binary pals. I think I heard that in a Has-Been Hotel dub once. Thank you so much for frying with me, and I'll fry you later, friars.